Secret passage? Great. Princess, lead the way. And I'll protect you. Kalen's eyes lit up as soon as he heard there was a way to escape. His tone was so fawning that he almost gave Serafina a 90-degree bow. He had no choice, his life was on the line. Serafina's lips twitched slightly, clearly unaccustomed to Kalen's sudden change. One moment he was acting like a hero about to save the universe, and the next he was a complete sycophant. The shift in character was too sudden. Get rid of that attitude. I don't like smooth-talking guys. Serafina tossed her head haughtily, her posture as if the queen herself had arrived. Kalen chuckled and quickly followed. Oh well, what could he do? She was a princess after all. And a powerful magic princess at that. The two of them walked one after the other along the winding path deep within the cave. Along the way, Kalen's eyes scanned his surrounding like a radar. He couldn't help it, who knew what kind of trouble might suddenly pop up in this place. Speaking of which, Princess, you've been trapped here for so many years. Haven't you ever thought about escaping on your own? Kalen asked as he walked. Serafina paused slightly, a trace of sadness flashed across her face. Do you think I haven't? The crystal cage was imbued with a powerful magic restriction. With my strength back then, there was no way to break it. Besides, the Karsa ruins also hide many dangers. Even if I could break the cage, it would be difficult to escape, Serafina sighed, her voice tinged with helplessness. Magic restriction? Dangers. Kalen rubbed his chin, a glint of curiosity in his eyes. What kind of dangers? All sorts of magical traps, and some monsters controlled by Omega, Serafina explained. These monsters are powerful and fearless, making them difficult to deal with. Monsters? Sounds interesting. Kalen grinned, his eyes filled with fighting spirit. He was now a super warrior fused with Xianhuan and magical energy. Mere monsters were nothing to him. The two continued forward, and soon they came to a huge stone door. The door was covered with complex magic runes, emitting a faint magical glow. This is the entrance to the secret passage leading to the outside world, Serafina said, pointing to the stone door. However, this door is sealed with a powerful magic seal. It requires a strong magical power to open it. Kalen walked up to the stone door and carefully observed the magic runes. He didn't recognize any of them, but somehow, he felt a familiar aura. Magical energy? I see. Kalen's heart stirred, and he began to try to mobilize the magical energy within his body, trying to resonate with the magic runes on the stone door. He closed his eyes, focused his mind, and completely integrated his consciousness into the magical energy. He felt the flow of magical energy, felt the pulsation of magical energy, and he tried to understand the meaning of these magic runes. Gradually, he seemed to enter a wonderful magic world. In this world, he saw countless magic runes, like elves, dancing in the air. So, this is the secret of magic. Kalen's heart stirred, and he began to try to control these magic runes with his consciousness. He guided these runes, arranging them in a specific order to form a brand new magic array. This magic array was the key to breaking the seal on the stone door. Kalen slowly opened his eyes flashing with the light of wisdom. He reached out and injected the magical energy within his body into the magic runes on the stone door. Buzz. The magic runes on the stone door began to emit a dazzling light, and the entire stone door vibrated. Those complex magic runes, as if activated, began to rearrange and combine according to Kalen's guidance. Crack. With a soft sound, the magic seal on the stone door was lifted. Rumble. The stone door slowly opened, revealing a dark passage. It worked. Serafina's face showed a surprised expression. She didn't expect Kalen to actually be able to break the magic seal on the stone door. Of course. A mere magic seal is nothing. Kalen smiled triumphantly, his expression utterly deserving of a beating. Don't get cocky. This is just the first step, Serafina rolled her eyes at Kalen and said unceremoniously. There are many dangers in the passage, we must be careful. Kalen shrugged, indicating his agreement. He knew Serafina was right, the road ahead would definitely not be smooth. The two took a deep breath and stepped into the dark passage together. The passage was pitch black, and it was impossible to see one's hand in front of one's face. Kalen had to turn on the lighting system of stardust, and a beam of white light illuminated the road ahead. The passage was long and winding. The two walked for a long time before finally arriving at a wide stone chamber. In the center of the stone chamber was an ancient altar. The altar was covered with all kinds of magic runes, exuding a mysterious aura. "What is this place?" Kalen asked curiously. "This is the core area of the Karsa ruins, and also the place where magical energy is most concentrated," Serafina explained. "Here, you can learn real magic secrets." "Magic secrets?" Kalen's eyes lit up, and he immediately perked up. "How do I learn? Do I have to kowtow to the altar a few times, like in novels, and then I can get the magic inheritance?" Serafina's lips twitched slightly, clearly speechless at Kalen's wild imagination. "What are you thinking? Magic secrets need to be mastered through meditation and comprehension. You can't just learn it by kowtowing a few times," Serafina rolled her eyes and said unceremoniously. "Meditation? Comprehension?" Kalen rubbed his chin, feeling a little overwhelmed. He hated things that required thinking the most. If you don't want to learn, you don't have to. Anyway, with your current strength, you can handle most situations, Serafina shrugged and said indifferently. "Who said I wouldn't learn?" Kalen got anxious as soon as he heard this. He didn't want to be looked down upon by Serafina. "I just think this kind of thing is too troublesome," Kalen forcibly explained. "However, in order to save the universe, in order not to disappoint Princess, I have decided to reluctantly study it." Serafina was too lazy to pay attention to Kalen's stubbornness and went directly to the altar and sat down cross-legged. "If you want to learn magic secrets, you must first learn to meditate," Serafina closed her eyes and said slowly. "The purpose of meditation is to calm your mind and resonate with the surrounding magical energy. Only in this way can you feel the existence of magic and master the power of magic." Kalen also imitated Serafina, sitting down cross-legged. He closed his eyes and tried to calm his mind. However, he found this even more difficult than fighting. His mind was like a movie theater, constantly flashing all kinds of scenes. One moment it was him playing games on Earth, the next moment it was him adventuring on a spaceship, and the next moment it was him and Serafina meeting in the crystal cage. "No. It's too chaotic. I can't concentrate at all." Kalen opened his eyes and sighed helplessly. "If you can't calm your mind, I can help you," Serafina said suddenly. "Help me?" Kalen looked at Serafina in confusion. Serafina nodded, slowly reached out her hand, and gently placed it on Kalen's forehead. "Empty your mind and don't think about anything," Serafina said softly. "Trust me, I will guide you into a meditative state." Kalen took a deep breath and slowly closed his eyes. He felt the warmth from Serafina's hand, and gradually, he felt his mind calm down. He seemed to enter an infinite universe, surrounded by countless twinkling stars. In this universe, he felt a wonderful energy. That energy was full of warmth and light, as if it was the purest force in the universe. He knew this was magical energy. He began to try to communicate with these magical energies. He integrated his consciousness into the magical energy, feeling the flow of magical energy, feeling the pulsation of magical energy. Gradually, he seemed to become a part of the magical energy. He could control these energies at will, he could turn them into flames, he could turn them into frost, he could turn them into anything he wanted. So, this is the power of magic. Kalen's heart was filled with shock. He began to try to learn the magic secrets that Serafina mentioned. Following Serafina's guidance, he focused his consciousness on the magic runes on the altar, trying to understand the meaning of these runes. He found that these magic runes were not as complicated as he thought. They were like simple symbols, representing different magic powers. As long as he understood the meaning of these symbols, he could master the corresponding magic power. Kalen's talent was extraordinary, and he quickly mastered a few simple magic runes. He began to try to combine these runes together to form a simple magic spell. Magic spell? Sounds so cheesy. Kalen complained in his heart. But he still followed Serafina's guidance and slowly recited the magic spell. Arrow of light. As Kalen's voice fell, A dazzling light shot out from his fingertips and hit the wall of the stone chamber. Boom. A small hole was blasted in the wall of the stone chamber, and gravel flew everywhere. I succeeded. Kalen widened his eyes, looking at his finger in disbelief. He had actually learned magic. Not bad. Your talent is better than I imagined. Serafina opened her eyes, her face showing an appreciative expression. Hee, that's for sure. Kalen smiled triumphantly, his expression even more excited than winning the lottery. However, this is just a simple magic. Serafina poured cold water, striking a blow. If you want to master real magic secrets, you still need to put in more effort. Kalen curled his lips, expressing his disapproval. He was now full of confidence, and he believed that he could learn all the magic secrets. Next, what we are going to learn is... Serafina just wanted to continue explaining, but suddenly, her face changed, and she stood up abruptly. Danger! Serafina looked vigilantly at the entrance of the stone chamber, her eyes full of alertness. Kalen also stood up immediately, he felt a powerful aura approaching rapidly. What's coming? Kalen asked, his heart filled with doubts. It's a monster. Serafina said in a deep voice. And there are quite a few of them. Kalen took a deep breath and clenched his fists. He knew that the real battle had just begun.
Let's stop reading the novel here. See you in the next chapter. Please follow us.